hello. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, traders. Hello.
Morning, Luhan.
All right. Things are taking a bit more shape. Well, actually, already like yesterday evening, things are looking good. Things are taking shape, and I'm really happy about it. So I'm just admitting more people. Okay, so really, yeah, gold finally made its move. We are currently trading at all-time highs, as you can see on gold. Again, I'm not here to try and buy right now to push price higher towards towards new all-time highs, continued all-time highs. But what I do want to see is perhaps a retracement back towards this previous resistance level and then look for that jump to the upper side. Or we could look at this low volume area if we get that retracement, that deep retracement towards this price level, then look for that bounce. Good. Oh, well done. 2920, that's like over here. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay. So yeah, currently gold is looking good. It's interesting to see how the market pushed downwards yesterday and how volume for the buyers increased. And then we just had a sea of buying volume stepping in, pushing price higher, and now we're already at all-time highs. We didn't even have that much volume that pushed price to all-time highs, which is also something really interesting for me, because usually you'll see just one like uitskietertjie, that one volume bar that's much larger than the rest. So yeah, super interesting to see gold pushing down, buying volume stepping in, even though we are at this previous resistance level. Then we had a bit of absorption where the buyers just gave up and the market pushed downwards, and then the sellers got exhausted, and then we had that beautiful upwards move. Delta opposite to candle. Yes, that does. Exactly, yeah. Okay. So gold is looking quite good. Really happy with how this played out. Euro USD still indecisive. I also looked for retracement back towards this high volume area, or low volume area for the previous week. And we actually got that retracement, and then we saw a nice little sell-off. And then yesterday, late evening and early this morning, we had a bit of a range going on. So I'm just going to stay out of Euro USD, even GBP USD, but we'll get to that just now. Okay, so yeah, we are again reacting off of a nice high volume area, a high volume resistance level. Yeah, we are reacting off of it again. Well, we reacted off of it every year, and a couple of times every year. So we are at that high volume resistance level again. But yeah, I'm not too comfortable with how this market or price action looks like. Not feeling comfortable with this at all. I want to remove this. I'm going to remove this guy. I'll extend this one to the right. Oh my days. Here we go. I also want to keep this high volume resistance level over here. Okay. Yeah, as you can see on the volume profile, we have a few bites out of the volume, which are definitely areas where we could look for potential entries and reversals. But for now, I just want to see some better price action. And yeah, I'm gonna wait patiently for Euro USD. Okay, GBP USD as well. We finally made a new low for this week on GBP USD. Took quite a while. But yeah, beautiful sell off to the downside. When news came out, we had a retracement back towards this high that we closed at. This was the highest closing price for GBP USD this week. Okay, this was the highest trading price, but this was the highest closing price. So we saw that nice reaction. And then we actually just sold off from inflation rate that actually went up. So also quite interesting. Interesting. So yeah, also just want to stay out of this one. I mean, just look at this price action. This was this whole week's price action. We literally, what? How many pips is this? We only moved 67 pips. Okay, wait, let me just show you again. Let me go from that to this. 77 pips was the high to low. I mean, and then if you look at this, 295 pips for the previous week. And then we get rewarded with this. Super stupid if you ask me, but nonetheless. Okay, I don't. There we go. All right. So still currently staying flat on GBP USD as well. USD JPY had a nice rate to the downside. For those of you who joined my sessions, I think it was Tuesday, when I also was entered into a Euro USD buy. Late Tuesday evening, I also looked for a USD JPY sell. I almost also got stopped out with this upwards push. And then we just continued to sell off. So I did quite well on this trade. And the reason we'll get to that just now, why I looked at the sell. So first things first, okay, we continuously broke out of this high volume area, went back in, broke out, 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 went back in, massive sell-off. Okay. So I took a sell over here, like 7 o'clock Tuesday evening, with my stop loss just above these highs. You could see that it's a bit of a support that became resistance level. Okay, also low volume area on the left-hand side, inside of the volume. So I actually had a quite big stop loss on this trade. Okay. And I just made a full 2.5% on this guy. So yes, I did trade in the drawdown for quite a while, and then it actually ran down beautiful. And this was actually my lifesaver for this week. But it also, I mean, it only closed this morning. When I woke up, I was like, oh, geez, you're actually doing really good. Take profit 2 is closed. 2 of my trades are closed now. Only one trade left. And beyond, we actually just reached that take profit level of 150. So just a really great trade. I felt a bit uncomfortable when we pushed up higher. But just looking at how we went back into the high volume area and breaking out, back in, breaking out, back in, breaking out, back in, breaking out, back in, continuation, that gave me really a lot of clarity. And also it opened my eyes, I was like really certain, okay, the price does not want to go higher than this high volume area, okay? So yeah, really happy and satisfied with how this guy played out. So Luan, what's next for USD JPY? Well, we do have this lovely lows. Okay, and then what I also want to do is I don't believe we will reach back towards these levels. So I want to just bring them back to where they belong. Okay, I want to look at this current week's volume profile. There we go. Okay, high volume area over here. Look at this. This is really interesting for me. Look at this really thin high volume area. That has been crucial. I mean, just look at what happened at these price levels. Look at the reactions we had. Okay, buying reactions, selling reactions. Look at that reaction to the downside. So yeah, this is a really interesting one for me, just because it's so thin. I mean, you could even drag it up a bit towards this one, the upper one as well. Also seeing reactions. Um, so yeah, I don't think I've ever seen like such a just one price level or two price levels with that type of volume. Okay, usually you see it like this. Okay, but not exactly like this. The buy, well, the institutions were really interested at these two price levels. Like I literally mean, it's like, is it one per bit, like the difference? Um, so yeah, volume profile is currently sitting upwards. I don't know if you've heard about value area rollover. So that's usually when we just push back towards when we are really far extended from the value area, fair value area, where we just push back towards that fair value area. This is obviously on 40 or 68%. Wow, that's really thin. But it makes sense. I mean, if you go look at GBP USD, let's quickly do this. This is going to blow your mind. I like, where will the volume profile be on this guy? Probably in the middle. And just look at this. This is just so ugly. Yeah, okay. So I want to perhaps look for that value error rollover. You can see at these lows that we had been using as a bit of a support. Not really too much volume going on, so not really too much interest. But we do have this guy, this beautiful low volume area that we might see a reaction off on. Okay, so that's also it for USD JPY. GBP JPY also had a nice sell-off. Also what we wanted to see, we want to see that break below these lows, okay, below this low volume area. We got that, we didn't get any confirmations for an upwards push. We got the sell-off confirmation because we broke through. Then we had a retracement, and then just look at that beautiful sell-off. Your first day profit could have been this low volume area, and then you could have just trailed your stop loss once we break through, and perhaps get your stop loss just above this low volume area. So yeah, further, again, also want to see that value area rollover on GBP JPY, but I'm more interested in USD JPY currently. So now it's a bit about time, to get that reversal entry. You know, I want to focus on that reversal entry, and then if we get that reversal entry, the volume profile, while the high volume area is just definitely the target for me. All right. So there you go. That is going to be it for this session. Thank you so much for participating. And as always, it is much appreciated. I also want to look more at Brent crude later today, with our New York pre-market analysis session. So we'll actually go a bit more in depth with commodities. All right. But yes, enjoy the rest
Sir
of
Luhan,
your enjoy
Sir Luhan, Hello.
Hello?
I'm just doing gold so far. I felt I should start with one thing, but I started with gold. I don't know why. What do you think about gold? Where is it going?
Well, I think we will see continuations of all-time highs.
Is it?
Mm,
Okay.
most definitely.
Do you think the current situation politically and geopolitically could be contributing, or there are others subtle we don't know of?
The what?
Do you think the current political situations in the world
Yes.
could be still sustaining the gold, or could there be other
Um, I,
subtle
I
we don't
think
know of?
if you look at the Great Britain pounds inflation that went up and the USA's inflation that went up, that's why gold also pushes up because it's actually like a hedge against inflation. And I don't think we will stop soon. Like we discussed the 2950 level, I think like since last week Wednesday, and we finally reached that price level. And it's just continuing to reach major price levels over and over and over. So I think the buyers are just so interested in pushing price higher. And perhaps the next target for today could be 2968. 2965, 2960, around those price levels. And when you look at the whole outlook of the world where we are currently sitting at, um, there's a bit uncertainty as well. And that also just, it builds a platform for people buying gold um, to like explain to themselves why they are buying gold. They have reasons for getting into gold.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and then I will see you later for our New York pre-market analysis. All right. Cheers, everyone. Take care.